There was a big announcement today from the National Cathedral.
The D.C. church that tourists and locals flock to every week will now perform same-sex marriages. Jennifer Donnelly live from the Cathedral with why the church is making the change. Jen?
Well, obviously this is being met with welcome arms by some of those who are wanting to get married inside the National Cathedral. But those outside of the religion, outside of this faith, said that they were surprised because they felt the National Cathedral was so traditional. Guess again. The National Cathedral, where presidents are blessed after inauguration and where they and other national figures are remembered in death. Today, the national spotlight falls upon the marble and stone yet again after the so-called spiritual home of the nation announced same-sex weddings will be conducted within its walls.
I'm surprised.
I was kind of surprised.
I'm surprised they're surprised.
The Very Reverend Gary Hall, Dean of the Cathedral, said the move was due in part to the recent legalization of same-sex marriage in Maryland this past fall, but said mainly it was because it was time.
The church has been praying and thinking and discerning this issue for the last 2 decades. So for us inside the church, this is the natural culmination of a process.
Reverend MacArthur Flournoy is director of religion and faith for the Human Rights Campaign.
This is a benchmark in the history of our nation when our nation's cathedral says we are moving forward.
To the contrary, the National Organization for Marriage, which supports marriages only between a man and a woman, reacted. The simplest way to prevent same-sex ceremonies in churches is to fight for the recognition of marriage in civil law. Politics aside, Richard Weinberg, a gay Episcopalian who can now get married inside the cathedral if he ever so chooses because he is a member of the congregation and an employee, said the news is beyond symbolic.
Well, I can say with all sincerity that today is probably the proudest and happiest day of my career and ministry thus far.
Now, there is a strict set of requirements, including one member of the couple has to be baptized. You have to be a member of the congregation, or if you attended one of the schools. Even if you meet all of the requirements, because they have such a busy schedule here at the National Cathedral, it will probably be a year before we see any of these same-sex weddings here at the Cathedral. Reporting live from Northwest, I'm Jennifer Donnelly, ABC 7 News.